This is a sad story of one of the greatest black men, one of the greatest players in the history of football. He won trophies, he scored goals, he was rich, he had houses and properties in Turkey, United Kingdom and other parts of the world. But he made one big mistake, and that mistake would later become the end of him. He trusted a white woman, and this woman took everything away from him: his money, his job, his children, and all his property. This is a sad story of Emmanuel Eboué, the Arsenal star that played alongside Thierry Henry, Emmanuel Adebayo, and many more. But he lost everything he ever worked for because of that one mistake. Before we proceed, let's go back to the beginning. Emmanuel Eboué was born in Abidjan, Ivory Coast in the year 1983, but not on the real side, not the part you see in travel magazine. He was born in the part where children play barefoot, where hunger is normal, where dreams is all you have. His parents worked so hard. His mother prayed very hard. But even at that, life was hard and tough for them. Emmanuel knew what it meant to go to bed hungry. He knew what it meant to see parents cry because there was no money and there was no food to feed. But through all that pain, he found joy in one thing, and that is football. Not a fancy ball, just a ball made from plastic bags and string. That plastic ball became his escape. It became his hope. At age 15, Emmanuel joined ASEC Mimosas, a football academy in Ivory Coast. For him, this was not just a dream, it was a mission. The other boys had talent, money, and connection, but Eboué had none of that. But he had a heart and a focus, and he gave 150% every day to chasing his dream. He didn't train because it was fun. He trained because he had to save his family from poverty. For him, there was no plan B. Football was the only way out. At age 19, Emmanuel got a chance to move to Belgium and play for KSK Bavaria. He was scared at first because it was cold, lonely, strange food, strange people. You know what it means to travel to a foreign country, a place where you don't know anyone, where you miss your local food and you have no choice than to adapt to whatever food you see. But regardless, he kept going. He cried at night and trained in the daytime. Soon, people started noticing him. And one day, a big name noticed him. Someone in the name of Arsene Wenger. Yes, the Arsenal football coach. In 2005, Emmanuel got signed to Arsenal Football Club. His story was about to change. From barefoot football in Abidjan to playing with superstars like Thierry Henry, Dennis Beckham, Patrick Vieira, and other superstars. These are great superstars that he had dreamed of playing with on the same pitch, and his dream actually came true. He was earning millions. The fans loved him. They called him Eboué. He made people laugh. He danced. He was a sunshine in the dressing room. But behind that sunshine, clouds were already forming. There is one thing Emmanuel Eboué did not know. He did not know that football was a short career because no one taught him that. So he gave all his trust to his wife, a Belgian woman named Aurora. He later controlled his finances, his houses, his documents. Why? Because he believed in love.
It's not fair what has happened to me, so I will fight until the end. Because yes, I don't have cars. Okay, I use Oyster train bus, so I have to hide in the bus or in the train because of people that recognize me, and then also the house I have. Okay. Is not like the electricity.
What he did not know was love without wisdom is dangerous. And while he played, life started shifting. He got injuries. New players started to replace him. His time on the pitch reduced because they were putting him on the bench. And then the phone call slowed down. It was no longer in demand like before, and the sponsors stopped coming, but Emmanuel still smiled regardless. On August 2011, Emmanuel Eboué moved to Galatasaray in Turkey. He recorded so many victories. He won trophies. He earned money, but inside, something was changing. He was not ready for retirement. He had no business plan, no investment in control. Everything he ever worked for was under his wife's name. When he moved to Galatasaray, he was earning 3.5 million euros per year. That was huge. And it made him one of the highest paid players in Turkey. But in 2013, he started having issues with his former manager Sebastian over a transfer fee. The manager claimed they had an agreement that Eboué would pay him 1 million euros after a successful transfer to Galatasaray, because the manager played a vital role in the transfer. But Eboué denied having any agreement of such. The case got to FIFA, but it was in favor of the manager Sebastian. FIFA ordered Eboué to pay the 1 million euros with interest, but again, Eboué refused to comply.
So now I'm scared. The judge, they signed. They're not gonna send me out of my house. Yes, is my money. I took my own money to buy. They don't know how many me I suffer on the pitch to get my money to make my family happy. To have the house for my family. And then today, because of what? Because of the divorce, they're gonna take everything. So what about me?
In 2016, FIFA banned him for 1 year over the case with his agent. Because of this, they also banned him from playing for any other club until he settled his dispute with his manager. Sunderland cancelled his contract.
For whatever the reason, he hasn't sorted it out, and we were completely in the dark until we found out a few days ago that it may end up, if he doesn't sort it out, a ban by FIFA. He hasn't sorted it out, so he's got the ban, and the contract obviously gets terminated on that basis.
He was also fined by the Turkish Football Federation for failing to pay taxes. And that was the beginning of the end. In 2015, his wife filed for divorce, and in 2017, it was granted by the court. And because everything was in the name of his wife, he lost his houses, his cars, his account, his children. According to Eboué, he said his wife manipulated him into signing all his property in her name because he could not speak good English fluently and he was not too educated. His wife also obtained court order to freeze all his bank accounts and also seize all his property, including his mansion in England worth £7 million. This is sad.
I can't see them because that one when we are talking about that is hurting me a lot, because of my children. They are the part of me, and then she knows that my children, I was close to my children, so I was ready to do everything for them. My two girls, they have a phone, they have a number, so we used to talk before. They used to call me before, so but now since 2 months, no contact. We see my teeth are out there, but
Eboué was left with nothing. He had to depend on his friends for food and shelter. He also lost access to his children as his ex-wife did not allow him to see or talk to him. He slept on the friend's couch. He walked long distance to save money. He said in an interview, "I hide in the house. I don't want people to see me and laugh." At one point, Emmanuel thought of ending his own life. He said, "I seriously wanted to kill myself. I couldn't take it anymore." And that was how Emmanuel Eboué moved from winning the Champions League to nothing. He tried to reach out, no one responded. His football friends were gone. His family tried to avoid him. He sold his Arsenal jerseys just to eat. He said, "When you are hungry, memories don't fill your stomach." He wore same clothes for days. He lived in shame, but yet he was still breathing. His ex-wife took the kids away and cut off all contact. He cried every night, wondering, do my kids still remember me? Are they safe? Do they still love me? That pain is worse than poverty. And guess what? His friend came through for him. They helped him in the little way they could. Kolo Toure, Kanu and many others. But it can never be compared to when you have everything. Between 2022 and 2025, Emmanuel started rebuilding again. He moved back to Ivory Coast and he became a coach, teaching young boys more than just football. He was teaching them from his own past experience and mistakes. He would tell them, save your money, trust wisely, because there is life after football. He later joined CAF in 2025 as assistant coordinator. He remarried his childhood sweetheart in 2024. He found peace in simple things, and his son Matthias joined Chelsea's academy in the late 2024, and that made him feel alive again. Eboué is not rich again. He's not as famous as he used to be, but he's healing, and that is a real victory. And one thing to learn from this story is, don't give full control of your life to anyone. Love with wisdom. Prepare for tomorrow. Check on your rich friend. They may be suffering in silence. Real love is when someone stays even when you have nothing. This is how Emmanuel Eboué rose, fought, and rebuilt himself again. If you like stories like this, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell button so you don't miss other amazing stories like this one. This is Fame and Fallout.